The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president.
For years, they told us this day would never come, that the Epstein client list would stay buried forever, and that the names and the flight logs, the blackmail, none of it would ever see the light of day. But now, under President Trump's administration, the files are sitting on Attorney General Pam Bondi's desk. She says she's reviewing them. The question is, will she release them? And if she does, will we finally get the full truth, or just another controlled leak designed to protect the most powerful people in the world? This isn't just about Epstein. This is about the system he was part of. The system built on blackmail, influence, and untouchable elites. And if these files drop, everything changes. But if they don't, they tell us just as much. So here's where we stand right now. Pam Bondi, the AG, says she has the Epstein client files on her desk. She says they're under review, but no official release date has been announced. So what does that mean? It means these files are now a ticking time bomb, and if they get released, which they might, this becomes one of the biggest scandals in modern history. And if they don't, then we know that even under Trump, there's forces working to keep this buried. Now, I want to say this. This list is dangerous. And we're talking about names from Hollywood, Washington, Wall Street, and even the global intelligence networks. And it's not just about sex trafficking. It's about who was using Epstein to collect leverage. And that's why they don't want this out. But the real question for me is, does Trump want this out? And if he does, how far is the system willing to go to stop it? Or is Trump just using this threat to start to mold the left to get what he wants? So we already know some of the names: Clinton, Gates, Prince Andrew, but those are just the ones they've allowed us to see. And in my opinion, the real names, the ones that would actually shake governments, collapse industries, and expose the highest levels of power, those are the names they'll do anything to protect. Now, it's often been questioned whether or not Epstein was an intelligence asset. We don't have that information. They say he wasn't just trafficking minors, that he was running operations. But for who? We still don't know. He had cameras, he had files, he had the kind of compromat that could take down entire institutions. And if the list gets released, we should see names from Hollywood, various billionaires, and world leaders, serious world leaders. But if it doesn't, I want to say this: that silence to me speaks the loudest. Now, we've seen this before. When the truth gets too close, the system fights back, and it fights back really hard. And if these files do get released, here's where I'm at. Expect the immediate spin. The media will flood the airwaves with distractions, claiming the list is inconclusive or misinterpreted. We'll see anonymous sources suddenly say there's no real evidence, or that this is old news. This episode of The Aaron Cohen Show is brought to you by Merkava Coffee. This is the official coffee of The Aaron Cohen Show. When I served in the IDF, coffee wasn't just coffee, it was fuel. And in the special operations world, there were nights with no sleep, missions that stretched for days, and no room for mistakes. Coffee was serious, and it kept us sharp, locked in, and ready to move. And let me tell you something, I still take it seriously. And that's why Merkava Coffee, strong, no nonsense, battle tested, no fluff, no gimmicks, just good, bold coffee for the people who need to be at their best. And if you start your day like I do, like it's a mission, you know why this matters. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a triple order and help keep the lights on and support the Aaron Cohen Show. Appreciate you guys. And if that doesn't work, expect the distractions. A sudden crisis, a new scandal, something designed to pull attention away from the actual list. And then if all else fails, people will start disappearing. Whistleblowers will have accidents. Journalists who push too hard will get silenced. Because in my opinion, that's what happens when you start to go after the real power players. But here's where I'm at. Trump is in the White House now, and he's not playing by their rules. And if he really wants this list out, there's no stopping it. So the only question is, does he? So let's talk worst case scenario. What if these files never get released? What if, even under Trump, they get locked away again? And if that happens, in my opinion, then we know the system is deeper than we could have ever imagined. It means the network Epstein was part of is still running the show. And it means even Trump, with all of his power as president, couldn't break through the machine protecting these people. And if that's the case, the American people need to ask themselves, who's really in charge? Because if a child trafficking blackmail operation involving some of the most powerful people on the planet can still be covered up, then what does it say about America's justice system, about our own government, about the future of our country? So in my opinion, this is really the ultimate test. And if the files come out, we might finally see some real justice. And if they don't, then we'll know we're still being lied to. And if we don't, we know that there's a lot of bigger controls happening behind the scenes. So let me ask you this. Do you think these files will ever see the light of day? Or is this just a potential false promise that Trump is using to get what he wants from the left who are scared out of their minds? If they do drop, what happens next? Do we finally see arrests? Or will the biggest names still walk free? And here's my big one. If Trump really wanted to expose this, what would the holdup be? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I want to hear from you. I read them. Because this one here isn't just another news story. We're talking about history in the making here. And either we're about to see justice or proof that the system is still rigged. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And make sure they can't bury this one. I feel like this is just the beginning. I'm going to come back to this as we get closer to that list getting released. I want to thank you guys for watching this one. Do me a favor, if you guys are a fan of the show, grab yourself a 3-pack of Merkava coffee. It's the official coffee of the Aaron Cohen Show. Every bag you purchase helps keep the lights on in the studio. We're completely independently produced and allows me to continue to combat that garbage anti-Israel misinformation and propaganda that's out there. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a 3-pack. I promise you will love this coffee. And if you guys are serious about treating your mornings like I do, like a mission, this coffee will turn the lights on, and it tastes amazing. Hit the link down in the description and grab yourself a 3-pack. Appreciate you guys. I'm coming back to this one as it continues to develop. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching The Aaron Cohen Show, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.